The desert of the real. Welcome to the desert of the real. Okay, I think we're working now. Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm broadcasting on these channels is because obviously there's a lot going on in London today, and I'm not there, and so just to avoid confusion or misleading anyone, I'm just recording a little bit on the little channels. So if you're looking for stuff for London, leave, leave and go and find those channels because they'll be covering a lot more. Although I will say on our TikTok, Ginger Tony was kind enough to send some images and videos to us of what was going on, and on TikTok and on Telegram, there is that footage and pictures. The other thing about Telegram, so a lot of people know that our Telegram for our group is, or for our Telegram group is / this is Zero News on Telegram. And I don't know the way the chats work in these groups, but the way the chats work, if you had the ability to chat, the way it works is it creates another group. So let's say I post 5 different things, 5 different images in the main group, and it says leave a comment, and you decide to leave a comment on one of those. You can view those comments from there, but the Zero News chat group will be where the comments will actually appear. So it's almost like you've got a mod in 2 places at once, but more they'll go to the other place. So the place, I'm doing this as a trial, by the way. I'm not expecting it to work out very well because people love to ruin shit. So it's just a trial, and if it becomes an actual trial while I'm doing all this, then I just close it down. But I just thought maybe we could just have a small group of us at first, people who are actually interested, and we'll see how we go. So if you want the address to the chat group, it's quite straightforward. I think I made it / Zero News Army / Zero News Army. That will take you to the actual chat part of it. But it will always be, or normally it will be related to the main posts that are on This is Zero News on Telegram. Hope that makes sense. It'll make more sense when you use it than it does me. Hang on a second. Got a phone call coming in. All right, so hopefully you can still hear me. I don't know if anyone's on because, like I said, I've deliberately picked me just put do not disturb on because I've got do not disturb on, but still somehow the calls are getting through. Yeah, I'm like I say, I'm just broadcasting on here because I know there's a lot going on in London. I have been watching, and I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking I'm covering that. I'm just having to walk home, and moan, and a chat with anybody who's around if they're around. But yeah, I'm not covering that today. I was there yesterday, as you know, and for anybody that may have seen that proper video from me in London yesterday, there's a large part of it where I'm just walking around talking aimless bullshit, but I walked straight into a Cuban freedom demo. And what's interesting is them talking about communism in their country. And for the people that doubt or wonder or um, have questions about this communism being a reality and what it's like to live in communist countries, you'll hear the same themes, you'll hear the same things come up, except they will be in full swing and they're being used right now in the modern times. And so it's like I said to the guy I was interviewing in Britain, we have small examples of what his countrymen have been through, and he said, yeah, small examples, yeah. So to him, our country's obviously as free as fuck. But they always hide it behind healthcare, same old shit, healthcare, social services. They always make, and the thing of it is, what by doing and everything they do, the healthcare, the social services, it's all a way of roping you into a system of guilt, system of owing, a system of obligation, and a system of being tracked. And more to the point, it's you get nutters like, I forget what his name is. We always used to argue with with Christopher Hitchens. You get these nutters, the Corbynites and that, who will talk about Castro as a hero and stuff like that, and they know perfectly well. And you hear people, forget what his name is now, the Scottish guy. Oh, it will come to me when we've switched off. Scottish guy. He always tries to look trendy. I reckon he's still a Trotskyist, and he had Tommy Robinson on once and tried to speak to him like shit. But George Galloway. I know a lot of people like him. I don't, because I've heard what he really thinks. And he's always sticking up for Palestine. He's always sticking up for, and again, everybody but, and people like them are just I forgot where we were originally going now. Sticking the knife in with whatever fucking subject I was just talking about, which has been wiped from my fucking brain. Fuck's sake. Honestly, that's ridiculous. Sorry, it took me so long to remember the fucking name. I forgot the subject. Anyway, it'll come back another time. I don't know why George Galloway is a fucking name. For some reason, his name never sticks in my head, and yet it's fucking annoying face does. Oh yeah, it was just that people like him and Corbyn and that will always defend these countries. And this is how, as well, on the right, people have individual thoughts and individual ideas. And with people like that, they give it all away when they start talking about the healthcare. And because they'll also the same thing, they'll go to the same textbook arguments, healthcare. They collect the bins more often. The level of healthcare is higher than it is in Britain. And I mean, some of these claims are true. Some of these claims are true, but it's all achieved on the back of blood. It's achieved on the back of having an open prison of a country. So it's not exactly something people should really be pointing at, but they do. This is exactly what they do. And all people that support that stuff will point at these things and say, oh, no, this social care was wonderful. They did the same thing with Hitler. All these things. All these social programs are amazing. Like that makes everything else all right. When, of course, we know that it doesn't. So yeah, these people get on my nerves, particularly because, especially someone like George Galloway. I mean, I don't think he's an intellectual, but I do think that he's smart enough to know better. Um, and I don't like his arrogant attitude, which is a sign he might be cleverer than I think, because tends to be clever people who are arrogant. But um, now I'm a bit peed off because could have been up in London today, but couldn't really. It wouldn't have made sense because yeah, money would just started pouring out my ears. But obviously got a lot of friends and colleagues and people up there that I miss. Um, yeah, and miss just miss the whole thing, the camaraderie, everything. But then same time, I was hoping to enjoy the sunshine here, and make the most of it before I got to carry on with what I'm doing. So unfortunately, I said to you the other day, I hate it when things become predictable. And I predicted the other day, or well, I predicted at the beginning of the summer, but also predicted when I knew there was a heat wave coming. I was like, oh shit, this heat wave looks like it might be a one off, meaning it may be the only one we have before the end of August. It may not be, it's too far away to make a blanket statement like that. But as it stands as of today, once this weather breaks, it doesn't look good. That can change. I'm praying it will, but there's a limited window of time for it to change before it becomes the truth. So why am I saying that? Because I've been saying to you all summer, all I wanted, right? I said to you, I'm not a greedy man. Don't need big cars. Yeah, I do need women, but I don't need a big car. I don't need a big car. Don't need loads and loads of money. I love it when it's like this in this country. And I had, two scooters as a backup, one cheap, one bit more, and um, so I knew that they're a bit, what's the word, vulnerable. That's why I got a backup. But they are, what's the word? What's the word? Both got punches, and literally the day before the heat wave started, um, the the backup scooter went terrible punch at the back, so bad you couldn't even put air in it to pump it up to get down the road. And I'm like, I hadn't realised how. So obviously that killed me in terms of great. So the beach is only 4 miles away. I'm not fit enough to walk it, and I'm not going to be able to get down this year on a hot day. I've been wearing my coat on that bike until July. Do you know what I mean? So it was like really nice, the idea of going out and having it like it was last year. If you remember last July, I was on that bike probably from June without a coat, and I was saying, "Oh, you can feel the heat coming off the tarmac," and all that shit's not happened this year. And oh shit, hang on a second. And so, it's a little bit late, but at the same time, you make the most of what you can, don't you? So, yeah. So when that scooter broke a day before, I was like, brilliant. And all these scooter companies are like, oh, if you buy a scooter from us, we'll fix it, but otherwise go fuck yourself. And I'm like, all right, let me look at your scooters then. All right, shit, 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 and shit, and worth, and you're charging double what they're worth. They do about 15 miles an hour. They'll do about 40 kilometers, and I can buy one at the same price that will triple all the specs on that and not be a shit make. Why would I do that? But the why is because they won't fix it otherwise. So I managed to find a guy that said to me, "Oh no, we don't fix scooters," and I said, "It's just a puncher." And he said, "What size of wheel?" And I told him, and he said, "I could probably do that." He said, "Look," he said, I ain't being a dick." He said, "But I'm gonna leave it to you to find the tires." He said, "If you can find the tires," I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't know much about this." So I matched the tire numbers to the fucking tire thing like he told me to. And I've ordered them. They're supposed to be arriving today, and I don't see any tires. So, and it's going to take a couple of days to fix those scooters. So, the point being, a couple of days to fix those scooters. I've got work. So, mix that together, and what you get is my scooters, if this guy can fix them. Because don't forget, that'll be the other little surprise that I get is when he says, "Oh shit, sorry, mate, can't do it." So that aside, because that will be the kick in the nuts, and then I've got to go getting on the phone again and spending another half day bringing around. But let's just say that he can, because I've got to be optimistic. That means I'm way past the bad weather. I'm back at work, and by the time I get back on it, it will be raining. It will be cold, well, colder. And I will be praying that that forecast I saw was a mistake or was too early to be right. Um, because I mean, literally, you saw me last year. I was laying down the beach in that tent. I even thought, should I just fuck off down there tonight? And I don't know, like 1 in the morning. Should I just fuck off down there at 1 in the morning? And then, wake up down there tomorrow, spend half a day down there, come back, and then get myself ready for work. Um, because I just wanted to spend one night down there and one day down there. Look, if you remember the last time I went, I did try, but it was cold. I mean, a proper, just a day relaxing. I don't mean sunbathing even, because, well, while I'm 13 and a half stone, I don't really want people to see me sunbathing, but I got myself back in shape maybe. But no, it's just that it's a nothing, right? It's a nothing. It's a no big deal scenario. But as I've said before, it's mental health on wheels, especially when you consider the weather. And so it is absolutely fucking gutting. And more so because it was predictable. As much as unwanted surprises are exactly that, unwanted, I can deal with them because it's life. Yeah, it's just life. And life is just like that. Life's not fair, and that's just the way it is. And what gets to me is that it's it's that I predicted it. And I don't mean I predicted it like wishy-washy predicted. I mean I predicted the day, predicted the fucking read. Just you know. But I have been reading up, and I've been finding that the punches are actually one of their most common faults, which is not the worst thing to find out because punctures at least can be fixed by people who don't necessarily know about scooters, as long as they understand the electrics at the front. That's the one thing they need to understand is that you got on scooters like mine, you got electric going to the front and back. So it's probably time to move on to electric bike. I don't want a big old electric mountain bike because the problem with that is I can't put that inside the shops. The scooter, the reason I got it is because I knew in a place like where I live, you're terrified all the time. You park it outside of a shop, no matter what locks you use, anything else, you know that if you leave it too long, you come out, it's gone. There's just no way it's going to survive in a place like this. So the reason I did that and not get a bike was because I knew if I took a bike in, there's a good some of the places I go, they've still let it in, but some places they're just not big enough and they're going to say, nah. Even though the bikes I'm looking at aren't that big, some are only like 20-inch wheels, some are 12-inch wheels, some are 26. But they're much more pricey, so it's going to be a little while anyway. And then you got that thing there. So where they're much more pricey, the one reason I said that I shouldn't have relied on the other scooter was because I bought it at the beginning of last winter, and I said getting one of these scooters through a winter and then expecting it to last the summer sounds like a lot to me. I went wrong. And so what I don't want to do, I mean, these bikes are more reliable, but I don't want to go and get a bike for October. And they think they take, I don't know, it's something like 3 weeks to build and X amount of time to send to you. And I'm like, well, that will put me in October. Fuck that. Fuck, am I getting a brand new, probably, I don't know, anywhere up to £2,500 bike if I can save that, and getting it for the winter to get fucked up. Fuck that. Admittedly, as you go up in price range, you start to find they're waterproof. The ones at the bottom aren't. That makes a huge difference. But the bikes, really, if you want one that's waterproof, goes the right speed, does this, does that, you're talking 3 grand. And I ain't got 3 grand, but you can still get a good one for about a grand and a half. So that's kind of where I'm looking. But I would need to sell at least one of the others to do that. Because I just don't have that kind of money laying around under the sofa or whatever. So yeah, so it's about patience. And like I said, if I get these other scooters fixed now, at least that will see me through to the end of the summer. And because with these bikes, I think you need to make a proper decision. I've been looking at them now for, well, since since I had my scooters, but I've been looking seriously at them for about 4 months now. And I found one 4 months ago. And I wish I bought it. It was £1,099, and then the price of them went up by like £300 overnight. I was like, oh, you twat. So I wish I'd bought it because it was actually the same specs as the ones that are much more expensive now. And yeah, so a bit gutted about that. But other than that, yeah, it's just a patience thing. And the other thing as well is because they've got pedals, they're legal. Doesn't matter how fast they go, it doesn't matter about any of that shit. If they ain't got pedals, they're illegal. If they got pedals, they're legal. So that's the other thing is that at the moment I'm getting away with tearing around here on that scooter. But if they change their minds overnight, I'm fucked. At least for the bike, they're not going to do that. So I know I'm just talking shit, by the way, but I did tell you that at the beginning. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to save up, get the bike. But I just hope those fucking tires fit, and I hope this guy can fit them. Um, Otherwise, it could be a case of me having to take the fucking things to London to get them fixed, and I will not be fucking amused if that comes to be. I don't know what it's like around the country. I haven't looked at the weather map, so I don't know if there's a north-south split or not. I haven't checked. I can tell you that down here, when I was in London yesterday, it was said 31. Down here, it's saying about 26, 27, but it felt hotter here today than it did in London, which is rare. Normally, it always feels hotter in London, but it felt hotter here today. And my guess is that we've had so much rain, we've got the sea over there. My guess is that it's probably about 10 to 15% more humid than London, which will make it feel hotter and more like my clothes at the moment. They're not dry, they're just completely stuck to me. So I expect it's a little bit more humid. And London will be pressure cooked. Literally, but by the way, when I say pressure cooker, it's a literal statement. The high pressure, the air, the cold air on top of hot air, when it's over us, causing these heat waves, you'll notice the temperature goes up a bit each day. That's not because the air gets. That's not because we're getting warmer and warmer air coming in each day. It's because we've got the same air coming each day, a bit like air conditioning. Um, so instead of going out and then getting fresh air pulled in, inside of a heat wave, inside of a not heat wave, inside of a high bit of high pressure, the air goes up and down like that. So, or round and round, if you want to put it that way. But the point of it being is it never gets refreshed because it's being held underneath this really heavy cap of cold air. So that's why the pollen goes up every day while you're in this. That's why the heat gets up every day. So whatever your starting temperature is what your air temperature is. From there, it's about heating and recycling, heating and recycling. Why the air quality goes down. It's why people start getting respiratory problems. It's all centers around the fact that you're breathing the same air that you were breathing 8 days ago because it can't escape, it can't go anywhere. So again, this is the magic that thunderstorms bring when they come, because when they swap that air over, you get they put the cold back at the bottom and the top. They literally put the air back right again, and they freshen up the air and bring air in from other places that is fresh, cold, and yeah, been not recycled, but you know what I mean. What's the word? Processed by the natural elements. So that's another reason why thunderstorms and that are so, for some people, so what's the word? Really, such relief. It's not just the temperature. It's not just the temperature. It's the whole thing that they do. They refresh the air and everything. Problem is for me, they refresh it a little bit too much. So I remember being stood over. Remember being stood over there. It was 29 degrees, and a storm came along and it opened up for about an hour, 1 hour of a storm, and it went from 29 degrees to 17 degrees in less than, I don't know, 35 minutes. That's what, 11, 12-degree drop in 35 minutes, which you don't normally get those kinds of highs or lows unless it's a hurricane or something, but it just dropped like, fuck. That's what the air temperature should be. Um, yeah, gutting. And it was a nice storm though. That one went on all night. It stopped and it came back a bit later on. It was cool. That was a good storm. But yeah. So I remember. The reason I'm really cautious and really kind of disappointed about the scooter business is because I remember in 2017, I think it was 2017, maybe. I can't be sure on that, but I think it was. I phoned my friend Maz up, and it was something like 20 something of July, I think. I'm taking a guess. It may have been a bit earlier. And we had a heat wave, and I remember seeing some maps. And I remember seeing these maps, and I took my own guess. I didn't wait for the forecasters. I just saw these maps, and I saw trouble. And I remember just putting my head in my hands and going, this is too bad to end up good. Do you know what I mean? It's even if I predict this wrong, this is still going to be far worse than what anybody wants. So I contacted her and I said, make the most of this next. I think there's about another 4 days of wherever to go. I said, make the most of this next 4 days. I said, because I think our summer is about to end 3/4 of the way through July. And she got back to me. She said, no way. Are you serious? Because she knows I wouldn't say it. You're very rarely get a message from me saying something like that unless I've really got a feeling in my belly. And I said, I can't prove it. I said, but just got this horrible feeling in my belly. And down here, we didn't get any more nice weather until September. And to me, that is proving the point. Although September could be a lovely month, it's not the same. You got less sunlight hours to heat the ground, so your top temperatures only last maybe an hour, as opposed to the 3 that they last this time of year, etc., etc. So, so effectively, I was right, and I don't feel exactly like I did then because back then I'd done a lot of measuring and a lot of observing. So I can't say it's exactly the same situation, but just from what I've seen so far, there's nothing I've seen so far that even offers an opportunity for another heat wave. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that I just haven't seen it yet. I've been wrong this year about a couple of things, so my fingers crossed. I want to be right. This is the thing, doing the weather and that. Like if I predict a tornado, of course I want to be right. If I predict a heat wave, I want to be right. Everything else, I am right. People think I get embarrassed about being wrong. No, I'm fucking cheering if I'm wrong about something like this. And I so desperately want to be wrong. And normally my instincts would tell me, come on, you've still got another 6, 7 weeks of summer. You're gonna get some more nice weather. But August is a cunt month, and although we've recorded the highest temperatures, they're normally for a day. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We've got the time left, but doesn't look good. And do not get me wrong, I'll take it like a man. I'll smash up my house and kill my cat. Um, Actually, I won't take it like a man. I'll probably go and get jabbed and go on holiday. I won't even do that. I won't even do that. So yeah, um, that's the only thing I didn't do actually this last couple of years. That I really want to do is go away, but would have been really hard, wouldn't it? So done everything else I wanted to do. That's what's the shit about this transport because all the money I spent out, that transport was part of it, and having the two, so that I got it covered, was a real important part of it for me. Having the backup brake. You know what I mean? It just shows me there's no way I could have avoided it. It's just luck. It's meant to be sometimes, isn't it? Who knows? Maybe if I got my way and I got to go down the beach today, I would have ended up riding straight into a fucking HDB and died. So there's always that. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm lucky and somebody up there saved me. Who knows? Who knows? Scatty. Hey, Crypto Chris Bolton. I'm sorry. I know I'm really being boring today. George Galloway. Yeah, you got it straight away, didn't you? Um, Not happy with Boris going against his beliefs. It's like he's been bought out by the left or something. We've argued against the policies he's put, but Scaffy. Hey, all right. Do you not think that he's been different since he had COVID? Do you not think that he's been different since then? Because for me, it's like night and day. It's like there was this Bolshy Boris that we had up until he claimed to have it, and then we've had liberal Liberace since then, and I don't know what it's all about. I am aware of that about George Galloway, and I know he's made a lot of fans recently because he is, well, I'm just going to be honest with you, because he shifted his position on a lot of things. He pretends he hasn't, but he has. Um, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's very simply put. When you get these leftists and they say things like communism looks good on paper. Now, confession, I've said that myself before. When I was 16, communism looks good on paper. Yeah, that's exactly where it should fucking stay. Because those stats there are just some examples of why it should stay on paper. Not to mention, we've got the life that people are living, if that's what you want to call it, in North Korea, China, current day China. I mean, not Maoist China. Um, and though they are communists, they're communists who have accepted. Can you hear all this? Can you hear all this? Can you seriously? Just want to see if it's coming through the mic. Anyway, yeah. So, and you've got the current day communist stuff, and we spoke to the people about, like I say, the Cubans yesterday, and this is what some people want to usher into our country. You have to be sick, or completely deluded. Hey, Momo, good to see you. Good to see you. Do you know? Do you know his neighbours upstairs? Right, it's two girls. I understand girls are a bit defensive, but a black girl and a white girl, and they moved in. They've got kids, right? And um, I thought, I thought maybe one day I might have given them the wrong impression because I'd come in one day in a bit of a mood and thought maybe they thought I was directed at them. Probably not, but I thought I should probably do something to make sure they know that I'm the guy that will fight for you as a neighbour, not the guy that will give you a hard time. So I saw up at the balcony above me, and I've got to be quiet because I can hear. And I actually had a legitimate question to ask was, "Hey, is my tree getting in your face because I can't see because of the error parallax?" And they were like, "No, no, no, no problem. If it does, we'll cut it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not up to you to do that." I said, "My job." And they were lovely, absolutely lovely. And they were like, "No, no, not at all." And a bit later, one of them comes down and asks if it's all right to, come from a place just to get outside. And it's like, yeah, all cool, good. Um, I got a couple of hellos, and now every time I see him, we've gone back to status quo, and it's like ignoring me again. Now, I've not thrown myself at them like I haven't got my dick out or nothing. Um, I, to be honest with you, don't need people that young in my love life, so it's not that. There's no way they could pick up on something like that unless they're really paranoid. So is this just the attitude of people today or what? Because I mean, one thing I said to them was, if you got any troubles, anything you need, give me a shout. And they were both, oh, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Have a nice day. And just really condescends, just deliberately turning themselves away rather than speak to me. But it's not just them; it's what people do. Um, it's what people do these days. So I'm not really blaming them because I bet you if I was to shout and talk to one of them, they'd be totally nice again. It's just what people have. I don't know. I don't know. just fucking try and make people feel comfortable because they've only moved in since I don't know, probably about 6 months. So I just want people to feel comfortable, know that I'm not a complainer, know that I'm not a moaner, know that I'm pretty easy to get on with. You know what I mean? I am as a neighbour, I'm pretty easy to get on with. Um, the way I look at it is we're all living in flats. Um, it's not easy to live in a flat, especially when they're pushing you in there with children and stuff. So the way I look at it is, if someone makes a bit of noise, I don't mind because it's a bit of give and take. Do you know what I mean? And what else is the kid supposed to do? Especially in a place like this, there's nowhere for them to play or anything. So I don't mind. I'm not one of these complainers. I don't mind. Um, yeah. So and like I say, it's give and take in it. It just means I can put a bit of music on when I want, stuff like that. So it's give and take. And I think a lot of people kind of don't do that these days. They sit phoning on each other and all this stuff. It's like just talk. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little high horse. Only 17 up there. Mm. So it is a north-south split. This is more what you would expect for the time of year. But yeah, it won't last. I absolutely guarantee it won't last. Um, the only question I have is whether we will get anything else this year before September. I'm not confident, but yeah, no, you're right there, Bolton. Yes, this is what I'm finding out. So I've been screaming and shouting over people not turning up to certain things, and I found out that one hell of a lot of people haven't been getting notifications recently to our stuff. Um, it took 5 to 7 minutes for the comments to show up in my YouTube yesterday when I was live. So I thought nobody was there. Um, and now I do feel like I'm being fucked with. I'll be honest with you. Now I do feel like look. How is it I'm getting as many people on these channels today, which are my B channels? You got stuff going on in London today, everything else. How is it as many people on the B channels as I got on the main channel on our third birthday? How is that possible? Yeah, I'm feeling fucked with. And the worst of it is, I started blaming the people that watched, and now I don't know. And now I don't know because, as I said, the approval rate for our videos has gone up for most, not all of them, for most of them, the approval rate's gone up. We're getting a 20% or more approval rate, which is high. So it's like, well, why would the approval rate go up and then the views go down? So now I have to look at shadow ban. Well, I mean, there's been two people who've been telling me for months I'm shadow banned, and I've been refusing to have it. Not going to make that as an excuse. Not going to use that as an excuse. I don't know what to think now. I don't know what to think. Like I say, we've got at the moment we've got two less people than who turned up on our third birthday for Zero News. And I know a year ago on the second birthday of Zero News, plenty of people turned up. So um, yeah, I don't want to think. I don't want to think. But I think it's those bastards. All the other thing is as well is that I dropped some videos on TikTok today, and I really have made no effort with TikTok. As in, I don't give it the video. I hate TikTok, so I'm just throwing videos on there, and I'm already up to I don't know, is it 1,700 followers, something like that. About what 16.5 thousand likes, something like that. I've done fuck all effort on there. So if it was that Zero News is shit and it just isn't attracting followers, I could accept that. We'd run out of road. But then I go and stick in a couple of videos of ours, the same videos, but shorter on another platform, and they take off. Do you know what I mean? So it's like leaves me in the position again. Oh, what do I do? So I haven't made any decisions. As I said, I've got other work I'm doing anyway. So I don't need to feel in a rush about anything. Like I said, I was in London the other day. I don't need to feel in a rush about that stuff. But it has confused me. It has totally confused me. I I'll tell you what, you can be a moderator, but I can't do it from StreamYard. So Bolton would have to do it, but I need to know that's the real you. And I'm in StreamYard and I can't tell that's the real you. So I think Bolton might be able to do it, but only if that's the right Momo, Bolton, because I'm doing this to multiple channels and someone imitated Momo from the second channel the other day, and I just want to make sure that that is the real Momo. Don't waste your money on fixing the scooter. Why would I not waste my? Why would I? Okay, why would I not want to spend about 40 quid getting myself back on the road for about a £600 scooter? I'm sorry, Jason, you've absolutely lost me there. Don't bother fixing the scooter. Just let your £600 scooter rot and not have the ability to go on the road. You've lost me with that logic, mate. You lost me that logic. Um, yeah, I think if that was the logic that I'd come to, I'd be hanging from a tree by about now. No, fix the scooter, yeah, fix the scooter, yeah, because I need it, and then consider selling the best one because that can go towards getting a bike. I'm not loaded, so no scooter, no bike. So the scooter gets fixed, regardless. Sorry, it's just jumped. I don't know why it does this jumping thing. My grand's. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's what's bothering me. The jet stream. That's what's. It's the jet stream that has made me question whether we're going to get anything else. It doesn't look good. Boy races, yeah, yeah. Just this particular road here, Scatterfeet. It's it's stupid, right? Because about 300 yards down the road there's another place where people can walk out of, but it should have been turned into a road years ago. You've got about, I don't know, somewhere between 800 to 2,000 people living in this road over here, right? This road here is a straight road. I know you can't see because of the plants and that. It's a straight road coming in. Follow that car, yeah? Straight road coming in. It is the only road in or out of this estate. Now I know that that's deliberate, yeah, because this is where they put us scumbags. But the point of it is, there's only one road in and out. So that means every single person, whether they be thief, whether they be drunk, whether they be boy racer, whatever else, if they are in a vehicle, they have to pass by here. Rather than having two entrance and exits, which they could put anywhere and could have done for the last more than 40 years. It would have given two ways in and out and it would relieve the pressure on this road, but they don't want that. So instead, we just constantly get more and more just, yeah, people just driving like nuts. And you wouldn't believe it, but there's leaving policemen along there and they look at it as a challenge to see how far they can jump. So it's a nightmare. Only three on your YouTube feed. That's because you're on one of the channels. This is broadcasting to three channels. So it's showing me who's on three, is it three or two? However many sorry, Jason, however many channels I'm broadcasting to, it shows me the combined number. But my point being is being on these channels like the Parachute channel, Walker Talk, and Mental Health channel, I don't expect anybody to come on. When I'm on those channels, I'm always surprised if I see one person turn up. Now it's gone down to three. Oh, it's gone back. Let's jump forward again. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, catching up, catching up. Yeah, bingo. That's exactly right. Can't see anyone from Scatify. Yeah, that's exactly why. So you're on one channel, they're on another. Um, so what channel are you on, Jason? No, three channels, is it? Okay. Thank you, Stuart. Oh, you're there. Sorry. Okay, I've caught up now. I thought I modded you on this channel. Are you sure you're not? Are you sure you're not a mod on this channel? Bear in mind I can't see spanners or anything. I thought I modded you on this. No way. I swear to God I did. No. Um, hang on a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. I don't know if I'll get away with this, but I'll try. It might go off, but just hang fire. Okay, so I've made Bolton a mod on one channel and Scatterfeet a one on another one. So hello. Oh, thank you very much, my friend. Cheers. Thank you. Good lad. Cheers. Um, what was I going to say? So, Momo, if you're still on, would you all right, would you do you want me to open that for you? Do you want me to open that for you? Yeah, yeah. Trey want to do it, won't it? Oh, sorry. There you go. You're in. Sorry about that. Yeah. So Momo, if you're still in, give us a shout. Hmm. Anybody see Momo? Well, I need to ask Momo a question before I can so there's only three channels going. There's Walk and Talk, Mental Health, and just the Parachute channel. And the only reason I'm using the Parachute channel is because I'm just flinging content over there. But the main ones that I'm actually would encourage people to use are just the Walk and Talk and the Mental Health one. The Parachute one is literally that. Um, but yeah, Momo. I need to know that's Momo before I can do that spanner thing. And I want to ask a question that will prove it to me, but I can't see her. Hey, Looney. Um, so we might have to wait with that one. Um, yeah, might have to wait. I need to see the real Momo. May the real Momo step forward. Um, okay, let me just have a look back. So Scatterfee's on. Sorry, Momo is the one that appears as Wonder Why. Sorry, her name was different before, and I've stuck that name stuck in my head, but comes up as Wonder Why. But Momo is a lovely person, um, but um, was was definitely, yeah, what's the word, copycatted the other day or something. Um, Something wasn't right, and it was only when I had the two channels open because she couldn't see what she'd written, and the only way that's possible is if there's someone else on the other channel doing an impression, which for me I wouldn't know because I'm getting all the comments come through at once, and it doesn't tell me which channel it's come from. I had to come out and manually look then to be able to find you guys. So um, yeah, and it that's right, exactly, exactly, exactly. And isn't it funny that now I've said this, they've just disappeared. When have you ever known Momo to come on and just leave without saying goodbye? Ever, ever. That wasn't Momo, was it? And also not said the same things as normally would say. Hey, how are you? But you said I could be a moderator. Momo wouldn't open up like that. She'd say, hey, I hope you're okay. I hope you're feeling okay. How's everything with you? That's kind of way Momo opens up. That wasn't Momo. And I think they realised they were about to walk straight into the trap. So, okay, fuck them then. Whoever it is doing the Momo impersonation, you've been rumbled. You've been rumbled. And do you know what? I will make Momo a mod, the proper Momo. Um, and you can moan all you like about it, but you won't be what Momo will be. Hey, Danny boy, good to see you. Yep, agreed, Bolton, agreed. Different chat than you're in, Looney, probably. And like I say, gone silent since I mentioned doing something about it. They know I'm onto them. They know I'm onto how they're doing it. So, enough said, isn't it? I expect I know who it is. Um, and honestly, if it is who I think it is, they've obviously not listened to my many, many years of doing this. Um, but let them keep trying. Let them keep trying. There is no way into Zero News to cause trouble. Not in the way that you think. Maybe cause a bit in the chat and get away with it for a little while. There is no way into Zero News to split us apart. We're too tight. There's too few of us, and we know what's what, and we know each other. And good luck. Good luck. You can do all the impressions you want. But I've got the technical knowledge, and these guys have got the people knowledge. And between us, yeah. We've protected people using Zero News, believe it or not, and said, come and hide behind our lines, and it's worked. But that works equally the other way, in as much as if they turn on us and decide to attack us, they should know there's no way of breaching the fortress. So get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping as well. Is once we find the proper one, is that we can if the real one actually wants that spanner, of course, because they may not want it, but if the real one accepts that spanner, then we'll instantly know anyway. They'll just change their name to copy someone else or give up. I would suggest that they give up because they won't get anywhere here. Um, we're too good. We're too good. All of us together, we're too good. Um, oh, didn't know about this channel. It's funny. So I added the parachute channel is just exactly that, but I do know they're onto that now, so it probably wouldn't work. But it's there anyway. But it probably wouldn't work. But we're beginning to get a foothold now, as in our website now has regular traffic, and our TikTok is getting regular traffic. So I think, what look at this. I got a carpet outside. My cat's laying on it outside with me, like we're in the living room. How weird! It makes me feel really weird. Look, how warm is that outside here? Um, and sorry, I lost myself there. What was I saying? Hang on a second. Have I just jumped backwards or something? Oh yeah, I have. I've jumped backwards. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. So so we got those, but what I'm thinking is that I want one on Rumble because I'm starting to like Rumble, and I think that that could be a contender in the future. Um, which I don't know how hard it's going to be to get followers on there, but I like Rumble, and I'm still searching around for another option as well. It doesn't look like they're going to do much to change Telegram. It is what it is. Not really a broadcast platform as such, not in the way I would look at it. There's things like band video and stuff like that, but they just all start to melt into each other. And the problem is getting people to come and watch them. They're like, oh, really? So obviously the pirate ship, but that is, at the moment, that is as important as it is to me. That is like bottom of the pile at the moment. With it being summer and everything that's going on, it's bottom of the pile. So yeah, you know, um, by the way, like the way I just went and opened that door, that was one of those girls I was talking about. So I could see she had her hands full, a kid there, and she couldn't get in the building. She had her hands full. So I said, do you want me to open that for you? I didn't get an answer back. I thought, fuck this, I don't know if you're being rude or not. So I'm like, do you want me to open that for you? And I started saying that. And she said, oh yeah, please, please. So I'm like, do you not hear me? Or and so I opened the door, and there's gratitude, but no thank you, no, no, oh cheers for that. Or is it just the way? Is that just the way young people are now? Is it me? Is it me that's getting the wrong end of the stick? Is that what I would look at as disrespect? Is that just the way people communicate now? Because when I offered and she heard, she was like, "Oh, please, yeah." So, like, totally, how do I put it? Humbly and friendly. So, not the reaction I was expecting from someone who doesn't want to speak or can't be bothered. Definitely opposite reaction. But just no, thank you. No, it's just is this the way people are now? I don't know. If it was me, I mean, I know I can fuss a little bit, right? And go a bit over the top with the thank yous and stuff, right? So I go a bit too far. But yeah, is it me? Is it me? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't get it. Don't get it. Just would have thought. It's not that I need a thank you. It's 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 how people. I don't think this lockdown has helped. It's how people coexist by saying thank you, have acknowledged that you're on good terms, and then you go away and you feel good about it, and then you're more willing to do something for each other next time. Yeah, that's how solidarity and things like that works, how we've managed to survive. So when I don't get that, I'm left scratching my head. Um, yeah, I don't know. Right, having said that, I think we're out of gas, aren't we, guys? So I think we're out of gas. But yeah, sorry. Having said that, maybe she's just had enough of other things today, and I'm just a another brick in the wall, so to speak. Um, yeah, the other thing you got to remember is heat, kids. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Um, right, just have a quick look through. Yeah, yeah, Bolton, exactly, exactly. And you do see examples of that still, but and I blame a lot of the Marxist feminists as well with some of it because they've made women. I saw, and it was only when I saw this disgusting love bite on this girl's arm I realised. But this couple and another couple to get travelling together on the train, and they must have only been a couple of years old enough to fuck. Do you know what I mean? But one of the best times of life, right? And the girl and the other girl sat there talking to each other the whole journey. And you know what? They didn't talk. The guys and the girls didn't talk. They didn't hold each other's hand. They didn't. I'm not saying you have to hold each other's hand. But what my point being is there was no. Oh no, thank you. Cheers. Um, there was no. There was no camaraderie there, nothing. And I thought maybe I got the wrong idea about their relationship. But then at the end of it, I could tell them saying things to each other that indicated that they were together. You would never know it. There was not a bit of kindness exchanged. There was nothing. It's nothing. Um, and I just thought, my God, what is the point? Especially at that age, what is the point in what you're doing? Um, I don't know. So I think things have changed because, yeah, I don't know. I used to have a bit more enthusiasm about being out on a beautiful summer's day with a girlfriend. You know what I mean? I used to be out there, and when we went up to no good, we'd be having a fucking right old giggle, whether we're on the train or wherever we were. And whoever I was with, most girlfriends, with the exception of one I remember, who always used to be staring at other people's food and dinner and everything else, with the exception of her. Every other girlfriend I've had has always been um, fun to hang around with and talk and um, yeah. I mean, when I'm on trains and stuff like that, I would wind them up, or sometimes some of them were funny enough to be winding me up and be dicks to me. And I'm just like looking at these kids, what they are to me, and just thinking, fucking hell, you're a barrel of laughs. Do you know what I mean? Fuck. Yeah, entertainment with the neighbours. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a sad thing because I don't want to be. Oh, in my day, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't know what to think. You don't think of it all. Um, like I say, when I engage them, lovely. But every other bit of body language says, "Fuck you, get out of my way." Which I'm like. Don't get me wrong. I'm like. Which is why you never need to worry with me. I'm not one of those Klingon neighbors. Like, got this neighbor over the road. He was looking at me a little while ago. He's looking to constantly engage. He just wants to keep you there talking about things you don't want to talk about. I get that. But I'm one of those people who's more likely to want to get indoors more quickly than you on an average day. So, yeah, it's a strange thing. But it's like I said, the communities aren't what they used to be because there's so much mistrust. I mean, people phoning up social services on each other, bad move, but people do. And I think that's caused a lot of mistrust in that as well, which is understandable. So I don't know. I don't know. No what to say about it really. Anyway, think, oh, that did give me a giggle. Ah, dear. Well, if I get the opportunity, Bolton, I will. I'll take a picture just for you. I think with that brilliant ending, I think there's not much more I can say. Things are great, things are shit, things are exciting, things are annoying, things are frustrating, things are opening up. World full of opportunity, opportunities feel stuffed. It is a time of contradiction, my friends. Um, and that's the best thing I can say. Um, I don't know how that goes. I've never let myself suffer it uh, to um, to find out. Um, and every other song I can think of sounds like I'm trying to have sex with someone, so I can't. So I can't think of one to do. Yeah, but I don't think Bob the Builder's it. Excuse me, fucking Bob the Builder.
I'm trying to think of the other shit ones, but I can't. I can't at the moment. I need to look whether I turn this off or not. I need a fag. Do I turn this off? Because there's only a few of us on here. We're not really talking much, are we? But um, what time is it? 7 o'clock. Time have I got? I've got to print a couple of things off tonight. Check a couple of bits of equipment. Uh, sort a couple of bills out, and that's about it, I think. So, not in a mad dash and rush. And I am thinking about going down the beach at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I realise none of you will be up, but um, yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, you tie my lead and pull my chain and watch my blood begin to boil. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna break my. I'm gonna break my crusty cage and run. Sorry, it's the best I can think of. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. Sucks. Sucks to be me. Let me just go and get this parcel. And this, what is this one? Oh, this should be. Oh no, no, that's not coming till fucking Friday, is it? Sorry, I finally found the double phone holder that I've been looking for 9,000 years. Um, to be able to hold the two phones at once, because I could never work out where people were getting them from. So, so I've ordered one of those, and I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Uh, too late, basically. I think it's coming. I think it's. I mean, not too late. Too late for the next thing I'm gonna do. And it'll be there for the time afterwards. But yeah, I think it's to ages. I hate it when they say, "Oh, it'll be here on so and so date on Amazon." The moment you order it, they change the fucking date. Let me just have a look, see what this is, though. Make sure it is something I've ordered. Amazon guy came to my door the other day with some stuff, and the box was absolutely beat to shit. He said to me, would you check the contents? I said, no fucking shit. I said, I think I will. Yeah, Jesus. What's this? Oh, it's okay. Okay, that's a bit of clothing. I need desperately a belt because I got some jeans for my new fat body, and now my fat body's shrinking. So yeah, uh, fuck's sake, really frustrating. Um, I had a stack of jeans. I don't know if I kept them, but just of the wide range of different sizes I've been over the years, and then back again, and then there's no point me getting any like there's no point me buying 5 pairs of jeans, not unless each one of them is a different size, because I'll be each of those sizes at some point during the year. So right, you're not saying anything, so I'm assuming we're done here. So okie dokie. Um, Thanks for joining me because I really didn't expect anybody to come on with everything going on in London and with me talking this bollocks I'm talking on here. Um, but I am irritated about that scooter and winter and the weather. But it is June, July, sorry. God, and the other thing as well, does anybody else feel like 2020 was the fastest year? And 2021 shaping up to being one of the fastest years. I know people say as you get older, things get faster. But I mean, these particular 2 years, it's so quick. Um, I don't feel comfortable with it, you know. But yeah. So, like I say, there's plenty more weeks, plenty more time for things to change. So you never know. You never know. But I'm having my moment today in case, so that I can come back here and say, "Told you so." And really, I won't be saying told you so. I'll be saying what I really will mean if I do have to come back here and say told you so is fuck's sake. So let's hope I don't get to come here and say that, because it won't be a very pleasurable I told you so. It will be I told you to fucking happen. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Hang on a second. I thought I put something somewhere under the rainbow. Um, hang on a minute. 1 second. No, because you've all got. Sorry, 1 sec. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where have I put that? Oh, you know, I am. I don't know what you guys are like. I am terrible for misplacing things. And once I misplace something, I will look straight through it. I won't see that it's right in front of me. And somewhere in this garden, I took a solar light down, right? Because it wasn't working. So I took it down, adjusted it, and then, yeah, that's the bit I'm confused about. I'm sure I put it on something to charge, but can't see it anywhere. Sake. But this is me. I mean, that's only a solar light, but I'm like it with absolutely fucking everything. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. If it could be lost, I will lose it. And give you an idea of that, I've managed to lose things like an Oculus Quest. I mean, it's pretty big. A PlayStation, it's like PlayStation 4. So, I mean, seriously, you can lose some big things. There was even a day when I went down the road when I had my motorbike. Went down the road on my motorbike, went in the paper shop. And when I used to go in the paper shop, I used to just lock my bike up and lock my helmet to my bike. So I walked in the paper shop, went home, got home. I think I laid down on a chair, put my feet up, and I was like, "Where's my motorbike?" I walked home. So I'd gone up the road with my motorbike and walked home without it. Who, who does that except me? Who does that? So yeah. So I don't know what I've done with that, but looks like I'm gonna have to wait until it gets dark and hope that it got some light. All right. Yeah, and hope that it got some light because I can't see it for shite. I can't see it for shit. Um, yeah. So I'm just gonna have to wait till it gets dark, I guess. Fucking hell. What is it in my life? Or it's got knocked off or somewhere. But no, that's what to get dark. Oh well. That's weird. It's weird because you know when like there's only so many places you will put something, right? And then if it doesn't go in one of those places, it's not going anywhere. I'm a bit like that. So I can't imagine where it would have gone. But fuck it, it will turn up. Right. Um, I don't really want to go indoors. It's lovely out here. I'm not having fire tonight. Might go down the beach. Might do all the things I want to do. Um, because I am fucked actually. Do you know what? I'm fucked if I'm gonna miss out on the good bits. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm fucked if I'm gonna miss out on the good bits. Because it gives me the pleasure it will give me is will last a year. I still have in my mind it will mean nothing to you when you saw me down the beach last year, staying in that tent. It probably was boring for anybody watching, but for me, that is a memory of watching that temperature gauge go 20.9, 20.8, 20.7, and never dipping below 20.1 for 2 nights, 3 nights in a row on the seafront where you'd expect it to go. And that was like magic. And I remember just really, really enjoying that. And that sticks with me for the whole year. That bit of sunshine, that bit of weather, that bit of being, I love sleeping outside. That sticks with me for a whole year. It really does. On bad days, I think of that, and that mentally gets me through because that's what I'm looking forward to. It's why I hate Christmas. I don't hate Christmas. People think I've got a thing about Christmas itself, and no. Why would I hate people getting together and celebrating whatever they want to celebrate and family and everything else, right? What? Why would I? It's not that. It's it stuck it right in the middle of the fucking winter when no one's got no money, everyone's paying more for their electric bills and everything else. I always felt like buying a birthday present was so much more personal buying a Christmas present. When you're buying a Christmas present, let's face it, it's just a tally of presents that you've got to get and you've got to fulfill. Whereas, so there's no thought goes into it really. There is, but as much as you can afford to put in. Whereas birthday presents, it's one person's birthday. You can afford to treat them. You can afford to take the time out to really care and be really selective and make sure it's something that only they get. And I don't know. I just like birthdays more. And so if Christmas was a summer event, although the money side, I would still be up making the same argument. If it was a summer event, I'd be all over it. I'd be like, fuck me, what an excuse to get down the beach and have a party. I think that's where me and Australia would get on. In as much as Christmas being that, in the middle of the summer. So I don't hate Christmas. What I look at is December, you've got 21st is the shortest day of the year. So when everybody else is looking for the 25th, I'm looking for the 21st because I know that from the 21st onwards, things are gonna get better slowly. And then because I get quite down come October, especially mid October when you feel the temperatures take a sudden knock shot and you know that, oh Jesus, it's at any time now there's thick frost coming, and it's probably earlier in Scotland, but down here it's like normally mid to end of October or very beginning of November, you'll get a shock piece of weather and it'll just cool everything down, and that'll be the last time it'll warm up again. Um, Pretty much through to February, and it's really off-putting. And in February down where I am, and I say down where I am because it matters because the sun does come up at slightly different times. Down where I am in February, you get to near the end of February, and the sun starts coming up at exactly like 7 o'clock or 5 to 7, and you realise everything's on the change. You see the old daffodils are already up, and for me, that's what I'm aiming for. So for me, it's about getting from let's say 5th of November because that marks a particular horrible date in my mind, a traumatic date. 5th of November through till say 28th of February, and if I can do that, if I can do that part, I'm probably going to survive, as in mentally and physically survive that period, because then from then all I'm thinking is March, is spring, clocks go forward, and whatever, like that year when we had the really warm April, so from there, it's always looking forward. It's always looking forward. So that's a plus side about the way I think. The minus side is that this time of year, when I see what I'm seeing in the weather forecast, I start worrying about August. August is a shit month. And the problem with this country is nobody likes to admit it. Nobody really likes to admit it. But there's a reason why summer doesn't start until the middle of June. Right? People have got these fucking fantasy memories, and it's always when they're older than you, they try and use that as an excuse to bullshit about the past. Even though I've got all the all the numbers, I've seen all the charts, but no, the charts are wrong. They're right. Oh, it was sunny every day when I was a kid. Summers used to last for 6 months of the year. Bollocks. Bollocks. We live in a temperate climate. Does anybody know what that means? It means constantly changing. Never too, what's the word? Never too extreme, i.e., no hurricanes or stuff like that, or very, very, very rare. Never extreme, never to the total extreme that you'll get in other countries, whether it's temperature, snow, this, that, the other. But you're going to get all weathers constantly changing. Sound familiar? That's what we are and where we are. And we're lucky we get some of the weather we do. We also take on the brunt of the Atlantic. So, unlike places in the middle of France that have had protection from the land and everything else, we take the brunt of it. So, we get 4 months a year summer, and out of that 4 months, you can say July is your go-to month. July is your guaranteed warm nights, guaranteed some warm days, and almost guaranteed at least a week, if not two, of a heat wave or hot weather. July is your go-to month, and that's why I always used to pick my holiday in July. I was never disappointed.
it's still Russian roulette, but July is a month. Your your number playing is going to play more in your favor. Whereas August, I never understood taking a holiday in August. August is the most spotty, unpredictable cunt month that there is. It could be 19 degrees after the first 2 weeks and stay at like that till September. Um, it can be worse, a lot worse. And sometimes the first week of August will come out like a raging bull, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, heat wave! Yes, record temperatures set here, record temperatures set there, record temperatures set here." 9th of August, it goes away, and you don't see it again for the rest of the year. So August is a month that it's a bit like a girlfriend that I love, but at the same time, I know hurts me every time I see it. Do you know what I mean? That's August for me. You know, she's the hottest one, but man, she hurts. You know, um, so so July is my baby, um, and June is the month, honestly, where it's heating up, and you can see it. And this year we didn't have that; it just failed. I know it tried at the end, but it just failed. It just failed totally. But it is the month for heating up. Um, so any weather we get in May or probably beginning of June, that is really, really, really nice. It's a heat wave. It's not normal weather. Heat wave is called a heat wave for a reason because it's not normal weather. So when we get beautiful Mays in this country that are hot, that's a heat wave. That's not normal weather. Our normal weather for that time of year is 15 degrees and fucking showers. That's what us Brits don't like facing about our own country. And if there's, like I said to you the other day, if there's ever a reason I would want to leave this place, or if there's ever a reason I would call it a shithole, it wouldn't be for any other reason than the weather. And that is the one thing that would make me leave. Because this time of year, you must sense it about me. My confidence has gone up. I don't look like I'm about to die. I feel more confident, feel more ready to do things. I'm in less pain. I mean, you could understand the allure of going somewhere where there's actually 6 months of this a year or 8 months of this a year. 8 months of being able to be like this. Oh man, what I could do with that time, the money I could earn with that time, the jobs I could take on where, say, if you're abroad, seasonal jobs you could take on where, okay, you've got to manage your money when you're not working, obviously. But there are schemes in certain countries. I don't know if they've been abolished, but like in Greece, you work there first year. And bear in mind, when I was going to go there, I had the money to back me up, same as recently I would have done. But you go there first year, you get paid by your employer, and X amount of tax gets taken out of your money, like anywhere else. X amount of tax gets taken out of your money. This is for this. This is for the islands. I'm talking about Greek islands, and then you do another season, and you work all fucking summer for that season. But at the end of that summer, you get a wage paid to you by the state because you've been paying it in for now for the second year. That's 2 years you've paid in. So the state will now pay. I don't know if they still do this, but the state will then pay you for the winter months. Now I'm told it's not as high as a full wage, but that's why what they said to me is because you're always so fucking busy in the summer anyway, nobody's really got much chance to spend their money except on living expenses and stuff. Living expenses were hilarious. €8 a year for gas, and the electric was kind of, wink wink nudge nudge. Um, and so those kinds of costs were covered. I think it was €150 for the flat on the side of a fucking mountain. Not even a flat, it was just a single bungalow. Beautiful. And halfway up a mountain where I'd be left alone. And oh god, I wish I'd made that move. But that was like I say, you paid in, but they would pay you enough to live on, more than enough to live on out of that, after your second year of inputting in. And I thought that was quite a fair scheme for a holiday job. I mean, I don't know other governments that do that. Probably there are some, but I just don't know of it. I thought that was a pretty good scheme. I was well up for it. And I knew that while it was hot, I could push my body. So I thought, well, if I'm working for 6 months, even if it kills me, as long as it doesn't actually kill me, then I've got then 6 months to recover, rest, recoup, and do whatever with the money, you know? Um, and don't get me wrong, I think I'd always have to end up coming back here one day. I don't know if I could leave forever, forever, but yeah, I definitely would like to spend the winters somewhere else. I think the summers, even though they can be disappointing, if I had good weather somewhere else, I think I could come here and then whatever weather happened in the summer, it would bother me so much. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause you know you'd have something to go back to. But this is why I wanted to go to Europe when I was 40 and take nothing but a passport, my medication, and my wallet, and just go. And if I slept on the street, if I slept on the beach, wherever I slept, I slept. If I could afford a room, I'd afford a room. And yeah, yeah. And that was a plan that got ruined by others. But and the thing of it is, it was important when I was 40 because I know myself that as I'm getting older, the idea of sleeping in a forest rough is going to get more painful as I get older. So I wanted to do it while I was still young enough. But now I feel like it's never going to happen. Yeah, it's a bummer. Anyway, sorry. Well, we'll see about August. I mean, it's either going to be good or it's not going to be good. So it's not much of a bet for me, I'm afraid, Jason, because it's a 50-50 on a coin. But, but what I would say is, I hope you're right. I really pray that you're right. But there's no way. One thing I will tell you, there's no way there's going to be 4 nice weeks of August. There won't even be three. If we get two, that's to me is a fucking brilliant August. 2 good weeks of weather in August is a good August. Um, so yeah, even if we got 2 weeks, I would consider that to be an August to remember. Um, People have got short memories, and they remember having these like camping trips in August where it was hot for like 3 days. Um, and yeah, people have got very short memories about the disappointing August where them and the kids have been trapped in all fucking fucking summer holiday. Yeah, so but yeah, fingers crossed. My me looking at it has been very preliminary, very lazy, and hopefully not very accurate. So fingers crossed we get some nice weather. But be interested to see what happens at the end of July because sometimes what happens you get a nice last few days in July and they'll poke over into the first week of August. But a lot of it depends on is the change around as well. Because this is going to end in a thunderstorm, I'll tell you that now. Unless this moves slowly away, it's too hot not to end in a thunderstorm and too humid not to end in a thunderstorm. So it's those thunderstorms, they really do change the air around. And it's how long it takes to recover from that and what systems are coming in. So, but we'll have an idea. We'll have an idea probably by the time the weather starts to break and become shit, probably we'll have an idea about what's coming. By then, if there's any sort of hope on the horizon and stuff, it's too early to look at the moment. So, fingers crossed. But I say, well, one thing I will say is if we end up having a nice couple of weeks in August and I don't get that fucking scooter fixed, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm going to burn it. If I'm going to burn it on someone else's house, I don't know something. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna do something, and yeah, because I will not be a happy bunny. So we'll see. But I should have got a bike. It's a learning experience, but at the same time, I can't actually see that the bikes are going to get less punches. Just easier to fix. It's just easier to fix and more legal. So, um, but like I say, I've spent so much recently that I've eaten into that money that I had saved for that bike. So, but I also mowed some money and I've got money coming back the other direction. So I'm hoping when that's all back and said and done, I should be about on course to buy it. So we'll see. But I'm got to figure out those scooters first. I think it makes sense to do things in order. God, I've been going on about fucking scooters. How boring. I'm sorry. Like this is my life though. Like I didn't realize just how much I relied on them. Even just nip to the shop. No, you won't. Oh no, go and grab something to eat. No, you won't. Oh, my cat needs something. I'm gonna nip and grab that. No, you won't. Oh, I'm just gonna go and pop around my mum's. No, you're not.
Do you know what I mean? You just realize, Jesus Christ, I use this for a lot, you know? Um, yeah, which is why I had two, because I knew if one went out of order, I'd be gutted. But I can say, hand, hands in the air, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me. I dragged my feet because I had a second one. And so, really, in a way, this is karma. This is what happens when you're lazy. So, I can say all of this, but the truth of it is, there's only one person to blame, Cunty here. So, so that's why I've got to take it as it comes. It's my own fault. Um. Anyway, free to be whatever you say, and it comes my way. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Electrowave, good to see you. Um, the pork is, well, you've got to guess that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You come on, and that's the first comment you get from me. Yeah, the pork is just hanging around. Um, that's all I can really say about that. Um, I think I just made myself blush. I think I'm going to go now. Um, but thanks for joining me. I know it's not totally exciting. I just came on to moan at myself, really, and then for some reason you guys came on, which means you must be really bored. But I appreciate your company. And we've outed the fake Momo now as well. So yeah, so that's good. That's good. Right, love you lots. I'm sorry for doing a boring thing, but this wasn't a podcast, and I did try and warn everybody. What I will say though is it's lovely to have company, even when you're talking shit, because sometimes you don't realize you need it. And as much as I'm joking, it's only little things I'm moaning about. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back that's the truth bit, isn't it? It's never really one thing. It's when there's been a lot of things stretching over a long period of time. That's when your temper wants to go. And that's the truth of the situation I'm in the moment. It's not really about just one thing, not really about the weather or a scooter. It's about a whole list of things that's happened over a period of time. Um, so, and I don't know about what you guys have been finding, but I feel like when I'm dealing with businesses, 1 minute it's like they don't want my money, and the next minute it's like they're taking the piss. I just I don't know. I don't know. I've never found it so hard to spend money as I'm finding it now. And that's the honest truth. So it's a weird thing. I will, man. I will. Promise. Keep smiling. You too, Jason. You too. Brothers in arms, man. Brothers in arms. Um, okay. And let me just get back to oh, God, this is so slow to react today. So just to say, really, love you all. Um, thank you very much. And I'm going to play the wrong outro now. Tom Fury 023 and Parachute. Call it day for now.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Fuck it.